And alrighty, we are back live once again. This time we are not continuing along with our playthrough as we have completed the game. So, hey there, hi there, ho there, duders and dudettes. Welcome back, and a fine welcome to you if this is your first time with us. Happy to have you regardless. I'm just trying to find a quiet little place to tuck on inside before we really get into it. But this is going to serve as basically a review. Final thoughts walking away from it. Maybe some suggestions, some tips, a couple of ideas on loadouts. Things that you can do to ease some of the frustration that you will find with this game. Though it is worthwhile to go through that frustration as the game is quite alright. So if I needed to put a score to it on a 1 through 10 list, I would give it a 7. Possibly a 7.5. But let me just tweak the music, because we're not going to be able to get away from noise. There you go. That should do as well. Much better. Now I don't have to start screaming in order for y'all to hear me. I'm sure y'all would appreciate that. So before we get into it, let's inundate you with the obligatory bullshit that usually goes with these little streams. And that is the part of the show where yours truly politely asks that if you find yourself on the YouTube at IamSlam415, you do us the privilege of providing us with a subscription. That would definitely go a long way to supporting the channel. You can also like, comment, hit the notification bell if you so desire. No obligation there, though. If you're on the PlayStation, we do accept friend requests, but if that's not your jam, you can do as 2 other people just did when I fired up the old PlayStation, and you can follow us to keep up to date with the ongoings and shenanigans of yours truly. So, the Ascent. Motherfucker, get the fuck out of the way. Rude motherfuckers. Anywho, we have just completed this game a couple hours ago. Bosses weren't too bad, as long as you have a proper loadout. Your initial loadout's gonna do you just fine. Definitely gonna point this one out. Skills. As you level up, be sure to go into this, because we didn't do that till we got to about level 8, and I had one hell of a time basically going at it as a brand new character against level 8 characters. Still kind of impressed that I made it as far as I did before I, actually figured out what I needed to freaking do. So as you can see, that little star icon over underneath the status bar, top right corner, that circular star there that's flashing, that's our amount of skill points. This right here is your skill tree. My suggestion to you is off the rip, definitely focus on your vital signs. We don't have our little bar there. Well, on the bottom right corner, you would have a box, which is basically your hub. That serves to show what your health is. Now, the way that they do that is bars to the left, they are red. Those are your health bars. You can get up to 3 full ones and a little bit over once you get to 20. But so long as you get pretty much a full first bar, the first, probably 3 or 4 missions and side quests that you incur, you're going to be quite alright for those. Going back to skills, another thing you're going to want to do is your body battery. That's your augmentation slots here. Now, bring that up. You're going to get these all throughout the game. I think earlier on, you're going to have... Where are you? Stasis Stomp comes pretty early. Also followed by the Hydraulic Slam. Hey! I like that name. So the hydraulic slam basically works as like a burst punch, and anything that's in front of you it's going to decimate. So be sure to equip that. That got me through the first major battle pretty easily. Another thing that you're going to want to do, don't start spending your credits that you earn until you've first talked to Poon, who is going to be one of your main mission givers. At least for early on, I think the first 3-4 missions. Then things get a little hairy. You lose him and somebody else takes over. I'm not going to spoil that unless you were watching these streams, so you would already know. But yeah. When you go and you talk to Poon, you're going to meet up with his second in command, who's going to give you a butt-ton of credits to go and purchase items at your weapon stores. Now, since the volume's kind of down, this is going to be your main hub for the first go of things. First city where you can like purchase stuff, upgrade stuff. And we'll go around and show you all of those. But story's pretty fun. The world that they created with this is quite expansive. Has a lot of lore. Didn't really pay too much attention to it, but it is enough to keep you interested. This is where you're going to find Poon. He'll be right here in Serenity. Won't go in there, they get loud music playing. It's just going to be annoying, unless we have no reason to talk to him. So as you can see on the mini-map there, we get these blue icons. Here's your stylist. Talk to them.
There's no need to keep looking like you do.
Well, fuck you too, buddy. So here, you can, as you unlock armor, is I guess what they refer to it as. It's basically just a jacket, pants, and something for your dome piece. But if you want to keep your favorite on, you just go here, you can select. You gotta pay 2,000 credits. As you can see, we're at the end, we get 217,436. I'm sure I could probably bump that up another 100,000. But you go to them, and you can basically purchase whatever items that you like, as opposed to having to switch them out. Owl showcase here. Oh, it won't work for me because if I was to go and switch, it would still be the same one that I selected. But that's basically what you do in there at the stylist. You can always go back and turn it off. That way you can get a good idea of just how varied the items can be. So, I think you can turn them off. No, whatever. That's just an aesthetic thing, so whatever the fuck. Who really gives a shit? But I figured to point it out because he was right there. Over yonder is your armor shop. I wouldn't really spend much time here or money. Early on you may want to purchase 1 or 2 items just before you start picking them up as you're going along. But as you can see, they do tend to be a little pricey. These are your high-end models. And on the left it'll show you what you're currently wearing. On the right it's going to show you what the difference would be with the items that you purchase. Sensible. One thing to point out with the armor is some of them have added bonuses. Like this one I think is our clothing. This one down here. These are all representative of your skills. So like this one, we'd have a brick wall. That would be basically stability. If somebody's hitting us with a gun that has some knockback power, it'll do less. This one will give you more health bar. Same with the knockback. So on and so forth. So it pays to keep attention to those. Because some items might be weaker in the stats up top, but they may be even more beneficial to you as far as your health bar goes. How long, like this one's got the grenade, that's how long it takes to get our special power. So that speeds that up. So do keep an eye out on those. Next up would be our weapon guy. Now, as you're going through, you're going to come across beefed up versions of the guys that you're fighting. Those are called bounties. I never really incurred anything stronger than a normal one. You're going to get 1,000 credits as long as you pick up the items that they drop. But in order to get those credits, you're going to need to go to that little blue bag icon. That's your bartender. Look, he might be on the lower floor. And I do believe he'd be. Now, there are some other items. And for that, I'll go to the map. I don't know if we're going to find any. They would be represented by golden chests. You would see on the map, but I believe I pretty much collected all of the ones that were on this floor. So I'm probably not going to show you that. Anywho, those are often locked, and you're going to have to use a little hacking device in order to unlock them. Now there's, as I said, 3 different levels, level 1, 2, and 3 respectively. In order to unlock those, you're going to have to upgrade what you have here is your cyber deck. This is where going around and finding those little treasure chests comes in handy, because not all of them are locked ones. Some of them are just regular items laying around, used to upgrade your guns, but some of them are to upgrade this bad boy. So, I think quite a few of the videos that I posted, streams, showcased where a couple of those items are, but as long as you're going around looking for your treasure chests, you're going to come across them in due time in your travels. So as you can see, we have for the doors, we can unlock the highest levels, same with the chests. We can also hack ATMs to get free cash, and there's regular turrets and stuff laying about. If you're in an enemy zone, sometimes they're under their control. You can just hack them with your device. You can also hack enemies as well. Sometimes they'll throw down a little healing tower. You can run up, hack that, and it'll be healing you, as long as you stay in the zone. That I feel we need to point out, because I didn't figure that one out for a little while. Probably would have made the difference in some of the boss battles. But you have the hacking device straight up throughout the entirety of the game. That isn't something that you have to find or pick up, so there's no chance of you missing that. Now you will find little purple items, components. There's 3 levels of them: basic, advanced, and superior. You're not going to find many of the superior ones. Those will be locked up usually in the level 3 crates, or you'll find them in really, really hard areas where the enemies are just fucking off the damn chain. And that's what's going to bring me to my next part. You get your augmentations. Best of the best that you're going to find right here is the biometric timestamp. So what this does, if you're... Actually, that's all acquired. Let's just stay in the fucking menu, you dummy. Alright. So, back to that one. So, the biometric scammer. Yeah, biometric timestamp scanner. Basically, right before you go into comment, you're going to tap... I got it on our L1 button, but slot 1's L1, slot 2 is R1. Pick whichever one is more comfortable for you. But I usually put healing on left, combat on right. Just that way I know. It becomes second nature to know which one I'm going to need for what time, what portion of the battle. But you tap that right before you go into battle, and within probably like 20 seconds or so, whatever damage you've taken, nullified. You go back to wherever your health was when you click that button. It's got like a 15-second cooldown on it, but that is going to get you through a lot of your boss battles. So, if you don't want to wait, you can usually purchase that from a vendor, but you will wind up coming across them in your travels. But that is clutch, especially towards the end. I think the 4th to last battle, It was in a lab. I didn't have it on, and I just kept getting my ass handed to me quicker than anything. Once I switched over to it, it became a breeze. So, that would be a definite suggestion to anybody that may find themselves having frustrations. So now, I'm going to take you to a spot where you're going to find the weapon of choice, which you can't find anywhere else. No enemy drops it. You have to outright purchase it. And that is the flamethrower. I don't know exactly when this becomes available, but I pretty much got it around halfway through, because I just got tired of doing the main missions and figured I'd just scout about, check out what the land had to offer, and I came across... Actually, we're gonna have to go up a level, which we will do right now. Now there's two means of fast travel in this game. The train, which we just took, that costs nothing, but eventually you'll unlock the ability to call in a cab. And that'll cost you $1,000 a ride, but anywhere that you've been, he can take you. As long as you're not in combat, and you're out in the open, not inside a building. And that's why I like the flamethrower. Really knows how to clear a room. There you go. Do bear in mind this is maxed out. You're gonna want to have this bad boy, believe me. So when stuff really starts getting hairy, you're gonna need the crowd control. Crowd control is definitely clutch. Especially the last 3 missions. You're gonna have to go back down to the basement area where you started off. And swarms of those imps that you're gonna encounter are gonna be much more rabid than your first encounter, and much more plentiful as well. This gun comes in handy for keeping them back and keeping you safe.
I'm your grateful abbot. And this
and
is
we're
the
not
fleet.
grateful for you, because I'm trying to
Cyrus
fucking
had
talk to
mayor
these people.
reports an increase in earnings which
Help
surprised
them out, and you
many
ain't helping them.
investors.
So we'll just wait till we
Most
get off this
analysts
elevator.
assumed the recent disbanding of the
If
Ascent
you're like
Group
me,
Corp
you'll
sect
come to
would
really
impact
detest
sales
the great abbot.
negatively. But apparently, that loss has been
He's like
offset
the
by a
Laszlo
sharp
of the game.
increase in regular
He's,
consumer
Laszlo is
sales.
actually somewhat entertaining
Small arms are
throughout
up
the
by
duration
36
of
points,
my time
and
with him.
ballistic protection by almost 42.
This guy does have
As it
one
turns
redeeming
out,
moment
one
where
of
he
Cybersec Mega's biggest
helps
customers
you
has
gain
been the
access, but
Ascent
his
Group.
mission is annoying
The
as
feed
fuck.
has
Which,
recently
you know, fitting.
obtained security footage showing masses of armed Ascent.
So that's your loading screen, by the way. Good point out in the stream, but I did like the fact that it's interactive. So that little area right there in the middle, a lot of people probably missed that, but you could actually go down in there. You just have to find the elevator, which is right here. I'll hop on there. Activate that bad boy. Slide, slide, slippity slide on down. Then, what you're gonna want to do is find your way inside the big old smiling Buddha here. Pop on in here, and relatively quickly there will be a merchant. Oh, looks like we have the side quest we need to grab too. So this is a good thing we came. So you go on over to this dude.
Don't worry, I won't ask.
The only weapon he sells is the flamethrower. He is the only merchant that, to my knowledge, sells it. So as you can see, it's going to be 24,800 credits. Pretty fair price. But I definitely suggest you head on over to him once you have the ability to do so. And he's stocking up. While we're here, let's go find our mission. Alright. There you are.
You there. The word, please.
There's one thing I'll be working on. I'm not going to stream it, though. Is trying to knock out all the side missions. But this is the process of doing that.
My dear fellow, you are just the type I'm looking for.
Ah, I see you saw the bulge in my pants. Even though I'm a woman under this mask. Sanguine Humbert, you say?
Able-bodied and with that flat stare that one acquires only after extensive flatlining. I'm in
That
need
means
of a
death.
dependable courier. Would you be interested?
No, my name's not Jason Statham, but...
Excellent. As you might be aware, our fine casino, the Golden Satori, operates a virtual subsidiary as well.
Oh, does it now?
Patrons can make significant earnings there online, and we have several high rollers.
Oh, I bet they have.
Some wish to, shall we say, circumvent the regular channels when transferring their winnings.
Oh, I'll be circumventing my winnings once I find an ATM in this bitch.
For different reasons, they wish to have them be delivered on a Euclid chip instead.
Oh, the audacity.
This is where you come in. I shall give you a large sum of Euclids to be delivered to a certain patron.
Yeah, you just fucked up there. Do I have
You
to?
will of course earn a carriage fee, and there will be more assignments should you prove yourself trustworthy.
Oh, son of a bitch. You have to do numerous things.
And should you decide to run off with the catch, well, we Rojin have long memories.
And I have a long boomstick, so let's see which one goes further.
Here you go, your first delivery. It is to be given to a jackalope named Floody Rico, whom you'll find in Cluster 13.
Oh, home base. Pretty
Don't worry
good.
about the muscle at the door. The Euclid chip has been biolinked to you to avoid unnecessary scrutiny.
What muscle, man?
We don't
You
want
have
them
no
to
idea
think
the
you're
things
stealing
I've
from
killed.
the casino now, do we? Off you go.
Indeed, that was enthralling. Thanks, buddy. Oh, so how the there you go. So as you can see, we have a skill point. You get from leveling up. You can also find them throughout the night. And the Joyrun Dragon. I have no idea what the fuck that is. I'm gonna hop outside and have a look. But first, I think I saw terminals. Ah, slot machines. You can't hack the slot machines. That sucks. You can't play the slot machines either, so don't get your hopes up. And we can hack these bad boys. Haha. Ah, 95 credits? Weak. They knew I was coming. Alright, so anyhow, now you know where to get your flamethrower. Thank me later. Well, you can thank me now by subbing to the channel. That would be appreciated. So, we have a bartender. I don't know if I have any bounties. We also have another mission giver, so I might as well head over here.
Ah, my girl Taoka said you'd show up. And you got the receipts
Who the
too.
fuck is she?
Good. Here's a little something that will help you
Oh.
in your pockets.
Alright.
Don't worry, it'll work on real Euclids.
Sweet. We just finished a mission. Oh, a Euclid multiplier? No shit. So that was for the wash and go mission. I think that's a later on mission, so don't go getting your wallets lined and ready. Alright, so back over here. Now we're gonna go find a gunsmith so I can show you how that shit works. Ah, some bastard took the fucking elevator. Alright, well, while we get that, I want to check out and see. Armor. Alright, we evidently got those from our mission giver. But as you can see, we're going to lose a lot of our electric defense. And I'm not really sure what that brain looking fucking thing is. So underneath that is flames. So, after you come topside, do a few missions, you're going to get sent back down to the basement. You're going to fight a spider-like boss. Make sure you are prepared for flames when you do that, because that boss is probably going to wind up kicking your ass if you don't have that. Also bring an electrified weapon as well, because it's a robot, and electrified weapons eat right through their health bars. There's many different types. Currently my favorite of choice, and I'm carrying as my secondary. Can't really bring up to show you. Wait a second. No. There was a green triangle. I'm trying to see what that was all about, because that means a mission. I don't see it in here, so whatever. It's pointing in that direction. Now this is... excuse me. One of the frustrations I do have with the game is the camera is fixed. You can't, like, rotate it to look. The only way you can do is the map. You can't rotate that either, but you can zoom in and zoom out with the L2, R2 buttons. So, over here we get our little bartender.
Some stim brutes out there carry.
He takes your bounties. We get 3. So you can either give them to him, and as you can see, we get 1,000 for each. You can sell them individually, or you can hit the triangle button. You can sell them all. There we go. Now we get our 3,000. Goody gumdrops. There's also a weaponsmith over here. They're signified by like an anvil, hammer. Pretty sure. There he is. He's coming up. On this floor, usually one in each town.
If you got the pieces, I got the skill.
I hope you do. So now we get that. You can upgrade your weapon skins. Those don't cost a thing. You just have to find them out and about. They don't really matter because you can't actually, I mean, you can see them just a smidge if you squint your eyes while you're wandering around, but that's about it. So, other than that, I mean, they're somewhat of a nice touch, but yeah, we'll go with sleek black. So, your weapons. As you can see, this one's maxed out. Actually, can we upgrade it again? No, 10's the max. You can't go any higher than that. So, we'll go on down. The other thing that I wanted to point out. First item that you're going to want to purchase from the weaponsmith is this bat. Early on, this is going to be a saving grace because it's going to take you a little bit to get used to the controls, firing, guns, getting your precision down. Bat works best. You can just run on up and smack people down. Usually goes for a 1 or 2 shot kill. At least for the first couple of levels. But by that point you should be used to using your handguns as well. So we're going to start off with something low. So these would be your basic components. Signified by the 1 little bullet up by the price. We have 12, so we can upgrade this to the next tier. I don't really care which gun I use. I'm going to be using the same ones from this point forward anyway, so... And you just keep upgrading it. Goes from 1, 2, 3, and 5 respectively. And then now we're going to be using our advanced components, of which I have 16, so we can fill that up. So that goes for 3 levels, 1, 2, and 3. And basic components are far more likely to be found. Advanced, not too hard to come across, but they are slightly less frequent. And of course the superior are very rare to find. So, I'm not going to waste it on that. but you're going to need 3 superiors to max out a gun. 1 for the first level, 2 for the second. And once you do that to one of your weapons, you are going to get a nice little trophy. So, there you go. This is the guy to see to do that. And I can't show you the trophies because as soon as I back out of the game, it stops the broadcast, but all we really have left to do are the side quests. Die 100 times. I'd like to think that I'm close to that, but I have no idea. That there's really no way to find out until it pops. There is one about reviving a fellow player. I don't know how that works. I think it's in co-op, but in order to get a co-op, you're going to need friends. So if anybody's seeing this, wants to do a co-op game, by all means, send me a message. I'll gladly do one with you. We can find out, try and get that trophy together. But there is also another one to play a co-op game. You get a trophy. You don't need anybody. You can just start a regular game by yourself in co-op mode. That'll give you the trophy. So there you go. That one's fairly easy. Another trophy that's easy to miss is when you go and meet up with Poon the first time. You're going to go inside that bar, walk in, top level. Instead of going to him, go to the left and then go down. You're going to find a bathroom. Go in there, flush the toilet, and go up to the sink and activate that. You get a trophy for hygiene. It's just a bronze, but it's pretty infrequent that people find it. So I figured I'd point that out. It's an easy one to get. You don't really have to go out of your way, do too much to get it. It's also easy to miss as well. So now, one last thing that we haven't discussed. Alright, so primary is the flamethrower, but again, you're not going to have that very early on, so other weapons that I would suggest that you will find quite easy. The Dread, it's a assault rifle, comes with a 45 clip, reloads pretty quick, decently powerful enough. You're going to want to upgrade it when you can. But starting off, once you start seeing it pop up, it's going to be a lifesaver. Handguns don't really prefer. They're one shot, usually a 15 round clip, sometimes 8 if it's a magnum. I mean, they're powerful, so if your accuracy's good, go for it if you want, if you're comfortable. But I would suggest the submachine guns, the assault rifles. Shotguns are good. Unless you have like swarms of enemies coming at you, shotgun's gonna be useless. Because at best you'll be able to take out like maybe 2 with a shot. But sometimes it's 2 shots to take them down, it's not just a 1 shot. But my secondary, if I can find it. That's a rocket launcher. You got rocket launcher, missile launchers, quite a few other types of guns, I mean. You got shotguns, machine gun, assault rifle, rocket launcher, flamethrower, the baseball bat we already saw. This bad boy right here. This is an energy-based minigun, 200 rounds. So when you get later on and you're fighting a lot of robots, this thing is going to become clutch because you will shred them down lickety split. Leveling it up is also not a bad idea. So these are the 2 guns that I'm preferably using right now. Flamethrower is good pretty much against everything. Robots, not so much. Still damages them, but not considerable. So hence why I switch over to the little minigun there. But just keep an eye on the types of weapons that you're using, what they're based around. Some weapons have flame capabilities, some have, this is a ballistic, so it's got some knockback to it. A lot of energy, quite a few flame ones, like the HCF Heat, which is a handgun. You get that one kind of early on. So again, just once you get something new, pop open your menu, take a look, read up on it, see what it offers, see if it's something that you might want to be using as opposed to what you've already got. There's also sniper rifles as well, labeled as precision rifles. Never really used them. but sometimes you pick them up, sometimes you can just buy them. All depends. Again, if your accuracy feels comfortable enough, might be beneficial to use. But for me, personally, the flamethrower has done me many, many battles of good. So I definitely suggest that one. So that leaves us with tactical. These are your basically ultimate powers. So we got a turret that we can just drop down and use. This is, actually I think shock grenade's the first one that you're gonna get. That just dazes them. Then you'll come across, I believe, the frag grenade is one of the next ones that comes up. Sweet Justice you can purchase. Trying to find, because for one mission giver, yeah, stasis drone, no, not so much. So I think it's the Sweet Justice. You're gonna want to purchase that one outright, because it's going to allow you to put enemies into stasis. Then if you start shooting them, it'll power them up, so when they come out of stasis they'll explode and basically work like a grenade to anything around them. So if you kill 10 enemies via the explosion, that'll accomplish that side quest. You get that one early on, back in Cluster 13. I forget what he gives you for reward. Probably something based around a augmentation. But the side missions do vary. Some of them are just credits. Some of them offer you specialty items. Some of them offer you armor, so on and so forth. So they are worth doing, especially if you find yourself stuck and you want to just level up quick. Definitely knock out a few of those. But the main tacticals that I find myself using, not the auto turret. Oh, the auto turret's, actually, yeah, I do have that on. The auto turret's good because it'll distract enemies, make them focus on them and not you. Which, if you're trying to do something objective-based and you're getting overwhelmed, throw that down, run away, let them just fucking hack away at that while you go off and do the objective. But yeah, the rejuve field, that's, like I was saying, how you could hack the enemy's little towers. That's exactly what this is. It's one of your own. So if you want to base everything else around firepower and then have this be your healing, go for it. But again, I find it's better to have a weapon-based tactical, because if you're going to be using the biometric timestamp augmentation, you really don't need anything else to heal you. But the other augmentation that has been quite... Oh, alright, so Joyful Dragon is an augmentation. Initialize a dragon causing stasis to foes. Oh, okay. So that could be kind of good, just to fuck around with. We'll go through the list of what we got, but the neutron beam, probably the most powerful one in the bunch. Basically, it's like the flamethrower, except with a continuous beam of energy, which, as long as you don't roll, dodge, or anything, it'll keep going for its full blast, and this thing will destroy anything in its path, bosses alike. And that is exactly what I've used it for, is for many of boss battles, just to get me right through it as quickly as I can. So that would be another thing that I would suggest that you try to use to optimize your loadout, especially later on in the game. So yep, that pretty much does it. Now for the cons. Excuse me again. Some of the drawbacks to this game that will be frustrating to you is the balancing of levels. Sometimes you'll be in an area where you are vastly overpowered. Sometimes you'll be in an area where you are the one outnumbered. There is no real rhyme or reason to it. Early on, as you're going, it's because you don't need to be in that area yet. If you come back to it when the mission presents itself to be there, they'll kind of balance them out. But even at the level that I'm at now, there are many areas where if I go into, I'm just gonna get my ass fucking handed to me, and it gets old, it gets frustrating. But with the biometric timestamp, you know you're going to be going into a battle, just tap that, run on into it, kill as many people as you can. Once it fucking clicks, run on out, let it cool down. Once it comes back up again, bob and weave, bob and weave. That's been my attack. Means of attack, and it's done me pretty well. Another con, much like a lot of RPGs, you'll start your mission, go off to where you need to go, finish the mission. Oh, now you're going to go back to the mission, get rid of fucking complete it. A lot of running around. Again, you can utilize the cab. Don't really have any missions up here I need to do, but if I want to get around far, and this is the one drawback to the taxi, is it only works for the floor that you're on. You can't, like, see, I'm up on High Street, I can't go down to, I'm just going to call it the Narrows because it reminds me of it, but I can't go down to the Narrows to go to fucking Cluster 13 from here. Instead, I have to go all the way back to the elevator, go down, then I could call the cab, so on and so forth. So it does get a little bit tedious running around. But if you're trying to level up your character, it's a pro and a con, because you're going to be faced with going through battles, getting experience, leveling up. So it's not a complete hassle or a waste, but later on it does become fucking tedious. And again, can't rotate the camera, you're on a fixed vision. So you're gonna wanna like twist the camera to like see around corners and shit, and you're not gonna be able to. That's gonna get on your nerves. But other than that, some areas might get frustrating. Just tweak your loadout. Try different things. Because I reached a couple of spots where I'm like, this game is fucking ridiculous. Why am I struggling as hard as I am? I was just fucking tearing fucking everything apart. Couple items switched around. Oh shit, look at that. Now I'm fucking right back to tearing ass again. So, if you find that that happens to you, that would be my suggestion. Just pop up into your loadout, knock a few things around, trial and error, see what works. Or, get some friends, get a co-op game going, and see if that makes it easier. I do know, I was reading, that co-op mode, at least back in when this game first came out, subsequent months after, was pretty buggy, so I don't know what to expect with that. But it is possible and quite easy to complete this game by yourself solo. But there will be frustrations, there will be parts where you feel like you hit a wall, but I assure you, just tweak your loadouts and you'll be able to get through whatever it throws at you. Alrighty, that pretty much does it. Again, full-on score, I'd say anywhere between a 7 and a 7.5. Definitely worth playing, definitely fun. It is an enjoyable experience. So yeah, well, hopefully you'll give it a go. Hopefully you like what you see, hopefully you like how it plays. That's going to do it for us on this one. Appreciate your viewership as always. Thanks for watching. And hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. Until then, guys. Peace.